Part 5, scale and flow. Real quick, high ticket. Is high ticket hard to scale overall if you're charging the right amount? Now, it's extremely easy overall. Would you guys like to see kind of how I keep track of high tickets? And this is just a sample, but would you like to see real quick? It's super ghetto, but it works. I have one thing per client typically, so I'll have one Excel spreadsheet, customer name, when they signed up, what their email address is. I'll have, okay, so this is a press release. When did they request the press release? Okay, they requested it. Now I put in the Fiverr gigs that I used to do it, and then I put when I delivered it on, and then I say, did I email the customer and let them know it was done and send them their stuff? So customer, a new one, customer request, I put the date here. I'd go request Fiverr. I'd say, did we deliver on it or are we working on it? And then I'd tell them when it, do you see how this walks me through the process? That's what your spreadsheet should do. I know first, I got to get a request from them. Second, I got to have a link to the gig so I can go back. So when I buy the gig, I link back to the gig that I bought. So this links back to the gig. Next, I say, am I working on it or did I deliver it? And then finally, did I email the customer? And I change that to yes when I do. Step by step. Now, might yours be a little different than this based on your service? If you're doing one of those high ticket, yes. But each customer has one of these so I can track. So one per sheet and we're good. I know that's simple, but did you want it to be hard? I mean, like, I try to keep it simple. Hopefully you didn't want it to be hard, and like that's literally it. That's how with our high ticket folks that are paying us, 500 plus, that's the simple way to do it. I told you like we would show you scale, and this is scale. This is how we keep track of it. This is how when we hire people, if I hired someone tomorrow, could I explain this to them in 5 minutes? To do this job, could I explain the entire how to document it, what to do? Could I? Yeah. So understand this flow helps keep them on track. It helps it so you can track what they're doing and they can track what they're doing and you can keep up with it. Super simple. Super simple. All right, so that's scaling that. Pretty easy, right? So here's a couple nuggets of wisdom. When you start high ticket, only start with one client at a time. Scaling can be hard because you're getting paid a lot and you need to make sure you deliver. So when you first start this, odds are you're going to have some kinks to work out in the process, right? Now, you should never take on clients until you've actually tried the providers that you're using yourself, but you're still going to have some kinks in your processes and how you do things. So would you rather start with 10 clients at $5,000 or $400, whatever, or would you rather start with one to get the kinks out? Always launch low to get the kinks out. So if I came to you tomorrow and said, you got a $500 service that we could get 100 people in and you just started, is that a recipe for disaster? Don't do it. Be honest with me and say, Ben, give me a month or so to get this locked in for that level of clients, and then we'll talk. I am completely respectful of that. I want you to deliver for my people too. So there you go. So if you're doing that, you probably want to start looking to move away from Fiverr as quickly as possible so that you've got access to a provider that you can instantly access by email, phone, something like that, right? Yeah. So with the client that you start really looking about how you can move away once you get a few in there. Don't be afraid to raise your prices. How many of you think you're going to charge too low the first time and you're not going to make enough for the long term? You have to raise your prices to match your quality. And you'll understand when you see that people will pay you, because they will, but reward your existing members with a locked-in rate. Say, I'm raising the prices, but you get to stay here because you've been with me. And as long as you stay with me, your price will be here. Now, let me ask you, what do you think happens when you tell everybody you're raising your prices, but your existing members have a locked-in rate? Uh-huh. Yep. You're going to get more people to jump in. Happens every day if you're watching. And yeah, we keep people in Google Docs. Now, here's the thing. Can you manage a business where you're charging 500 plus? Can you manage that pretty much by yourself up to about $10,000 in client billings? Yep, Barb, when you order a gig, it takes you to a page for that gig that you've ordered. It's like an order page. That's what you put in your Excel sheet. So here's what I do. At $10,000 a month that we got coming through the door, typically that's when I hire. Everybody good there? Low ticket, which is your more general, you hire out something and everybody gets delivered the same thing. Scaling's pretty much built into this, isn't it? Like with our t-shirt membership I showed you guys, scaling's pretty much built into this. So you just keep adding subscribers, you keep delivering the same thing, everybody gets the same stuff, you're fine. Can I ask you another question? What's the strength of building one of these low ticket memberships? What's the strength of building one of these low ticket memberships? And getting a lot of people in. Of course, it's recurring income, but can I tell you a very interesting thing that maybe you've never thought of? Can I tell you about something that's very interesting that maybe you've never thought of? Do people on Amazon who are members of Amazon Prime buy more from Amazon, you think, because they're members of Prime, or buy less from Amazon because they're members of Prime? They buy more. If you start coming out with some extra products, or you have a high ticket that you want to add in, are these people more likely to buy from you because they're already buying from you on a monthly basis? Yep, they are. I don't think I have to go into that. It's a psychological thing. It works. They're preconditioned to buy from you. They're buying from you monthly. And if you bring out more value, they already trust you. I think that makes sense. And you offer quality. You offer quality. Everybody good on scaling? Okay. We're going to move into sort of the non-provider list. This fits into the scaling section because you want to be moving off of Fiverr as you are, kind of growing and doing some things. So let me show you some stuff that we use, and it's going to be on your list here pretty soon. How many of you think ScriptDoll is something, and I know that's ours, and so I kind of feel guilty putting it on there, but ScriptDoll is something you could use to start an outsourced copywriting business for people pretty quickly. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. How about crowd content? How many of you know about crowdcontent.com? Let me show you. Another gem here. So crowdcontent.com. It is a collection of writers. If you were doing article writing for people, let's say that I hired you to be a blog post writer for me, and I'm paying you $1,000, $2,000 a month, right? So check this out. We sign in, and let me see if I can remember. I have no idea what my stuff is here. If I get in, cool. If not, no big deal. We'll just talk about it. Okay, cool. So I basically create an order. If I were to create an order here, let me show you how this works. I am asked questions about what type of content that I want, right? I can pick the quality of my writer. It will give me the estimated top cost of what I've got. So if I want an article for 2,000 words, that's what it's going to cost me top per article. Do you think that that's pretty good to have that? You know what you're paying beforehand. Okay. Plenty of room to arbitrage this, by the way. We tell them everything that we want on here. And if someone's ordering several blog posts and you're running a lot of their content marketing, do you think that this works? By the way, you want to know how I use this? You want to know how I actually use this? Remember when I showed you BuzzSumo earlier? And I typed in the whiskey? Remember that from earlier? So what I did was I went to this article. Let me actually go back to one of my dashboard articles. Let me find this one. Let me show you what I filled out here. One of the articles that came up, I said, you know what? I need an article that's this because I know it does well. I'm looking for an article similar to this one, and what do you think I linked to? I just said I need one that looks like this. If I had you hired, could you do this system, find the good stuff for us, put it together? I think you get the idea. Now, here's what's cool. We've got campaigns that they're starting in here. I can pre-plan content on a calendar and say I need content that's based on this, and we can start scheduling content that I need this content every week. So they'll deliver on a schedule for you. Not going to get much more into that, but does that make sense to everybody? Okay. A few of you were talking about more ideas of memberships. Hopefully that's helping you get an idea. Let's talk about some more. Logo nerds. How many of you know of logo nerds because I've talked about them? Logo Nerds does a great job of creating logos. They do about 27 bucks a logo. They do all kinds of different stuff like that. This is just an example. How many of you think you could get on as retainer for graphic design for people that needed a lot of logos all the time? Hey, I'm $4.99 a month. You have me on retainer. We'll do logos for you. They give you revisions. They give you concept choices. I'm not going to dig into this, but hopefully you're getting some ideas here. Let me see how many they do. It's actually, all the revisions are free. Let me zoom this in. They give you a bunch of concept choices, okay? They give you concept choices. So they'll give me like 6 different concepts, and I say, you know what, I like this one, but I want to move that from over there. And then they'll give you revisions on that, which is valuable when you're taking on client work, right? There you go. Okay, so let's move back out. Hopefully you're getting some ideas. How many of you have ever heard of Meet Edgar? Who's heard of Meet Edgar? How many of you want your membership to be social media management? Who wants to do social media management and charge $99 plus a month for businesses? Let me show you how this works. So if you were to go over to Whiskey Baller, every day on Whiskey Baller's webpage, guess what happens? We post a new whiskey of the day. Right? Do you think I've got someone actually programming these posts in? Look what it says up here. If you were to pay really close attention to this page, eventually these posts repeat. Does that make sense to everybody? Eventually these posts repeat. Would you like to see how this runs in the background? By the way, you can do this for local businesses. You can do this for online businesses, and it's extremely valuable. Let's go to Meet Edgar. Okay. So what happens is I dive in here and I just want to see my Whiskey Baller post. And these are my Whiskey Baller posts that are coming out, but here's basically how it works. I go to my scheduling, and if I go into Whiskey Baller, just the Facebook page here. Everybody see that? So every day we have one post coming out Do you think that this calendar is putting a specific post in? Notice there are no dates here. Notice there are no dates. It's just a week. So what happens is it will take a look at our queue. It will take a look at our social queue and say what is in the Whiskey Baller folder, and it will place something from our Whiskey Baller folder into this, and it rotates the post. And if you add items to the folder, I've got some pages that have 120 pieces of content because we're posting 3 times a day, and we can go several months with that content. So how many of you think it would be a great service to offer 99 bucks per Facebook page? We'll run your content for you, and you set it up on a loop, and it's running every month. Do you think there are some people out there that would pay you for that service because they're tired of running their Facebook page? There you go. So there's another great option for you to use a piece of software to run a business, and we're good. Okay. So my big question is, how did we do? How did we do today? Did you pick up some stuff? Did you get some good information? Are you excited to start building this thing and get going? John says, would a client know you're using Edgar? John, the question is, why would your client care? Doesn't matter. Your client won't care. They just don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. All right, so here's my challenge. We're going to have a recap call coming up soon. And this is going to kind of be our reunion tour. Okay? This is going to kind of be a reunion tour. And what I want you guys to do is get to work on this and start building. If you have questions, hit us up at support. I'm here to help you guys. When we do our recap call, this is kind of what I'm looking for. If you get a membership up and running and you get it up in the next couple of weeks, awesome. Tell me about it. If you want feedback, ask us. I'm here to give you feedback. My team wants this. We're always looking for these things. If you put something good together and we start using it, guess what's going to happen? What did you just watch me do on this call? What did you just watch me go through on this call with our extra providers that were not fiber-based? I just basically referred you all to some great services, didn't I? That you would have to pay monthly for. So to actually choose the thing you want to do, number one, you have to find something you like. Number two, start doing the math behind it. Okay, I can buy this service for this. There's people that want it, and start building. Okay? There you go. To ask for feedback from us, hit up my support desk. Ashton will be waiting, and I want you guys to just title this Membership Arbitrage Feedback. It inputs your links to everything you've got so we can start taking a look and include all the pertinent things that we need to take a look at inside. We will give you guys feedback. I am happy to do that because I want to help you launch this business. Make sense? Good. Good. So, for all my Subscription Academy folks, I will make sure you guys get replays. It will be inside of the membership. We'll get that done. For if you're not a Subscription Academy person, it will be on the thank you page where you got it. We'll send out emails to everybody so that you all have replays. But here's the ball game. Here's the ball game. If for some reason you don't catch something, hit up our support desk. They'll get you taken care of. Sound good? Everybody happy? Good. Good. For those of you that don't know what Subscription Academy is, go to fearlesssocial.com/academy. It's our private group of membership building, subscription building folks. We have a big mastermind that's just now really starting to fire up. It's going to be firing up next couple weeks, and we're excited to get that thing going. And I would love to have you guys as a part of it. Okay. Now, Alan's got a really good question. Alan says, I'm a little lost. I started off excited and now I'm overwhelmed. Alan, that's something that happens when we have a big call where we give you a lot of ideas. Alan, how do you handle that? How many of you are like, oh my gosh, I had too much information and now I don't know what to do? Just give me a yes if so. Here's what you do, and this is what I do. And Alan, I think this is a great question. What you got to do, Alan, whenever you get there, you got to understand, you just put in 3 hours in front of a computer with me, right? There is no way you can focus. There is no way I can focus right now. Like, there's no way you need to be thinking about this right now. This is what you got to do. You got to step away, you got to go get something to eat and not think about it for a few minutes, okay? Like, you got to get away from this for a couple minutes. I know you're excited to get in. I know you're excited to rock this out, but Alan, you got to walk away, okay? And when you come back, it'll start being clear. Plus, we'll have the replays for you so you can take it a chunk at a time too. But Alan, listen, brother, if you were here right now, and you were not overwhelmed, it means you weren't paying attention. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So it's okay, man. It's totally cool that you guys are a little bit overwhelmed right now because I just crammed basically a brand new world into your head in the last 2.5, 3 hours, okay? You're not supposed to be able to go focus and keep working. You got to walk away for a couple minutes, and that's okay. So take a step back, go get some food, go work out, go do something that's away from this, and then when you come back, you'll start really seeing it clear because your brain has time to rest, and you'll be able to go through the replays and take it kind of a chunk at a time, okay? Okay? Rich says, do they pay me for service and membership up front and then you deliver? Yep. They pay you first, man. You don't ever give anything unless you just have someone you want to send a review to. Traffic-wise, do what I said. Don't make it complicated. Of course, you can drive traffic a ton of different ways, but go infiltrate these groups. Go infiltrate these groups that are set up for you to infiltrate. Just like we talked about. Get in front of them. Drop it that way. You're going to see some amazing results because you've added value. People want to be a part of what you're doing. That'll get you started, and then you can get into higher level traffic driving type things. Okay? Any other questions before we go? It may take us 24 to 48 hours to get these replays up because we're cutting them up for you. Hope you're okay with that. I will send you guys an email out to make sure you get that done. It will be done. If you're Subscription Academy, it will be inside of the members area soon. And for that, I'll actually pop that. If you want to become a member of Subscription Academy, which I highly recommend, it's not just me, it's several of my good friends. It's fearlesssocial.com/academy. Okay? A lot of good stuff in there already. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care of yourself. I had a great time. I cannot wait. We're going to try to put together a call a little bit down the road. Make sure that if you have any questions that we didn't get answered, you hit us up at the support desk. We'll get you taken care of. Take some time away from this. Come back, dig in, and I want to see what you all come up with. Make sure you put it in front of us. I am so excited we got to share this with you, and I am so excited to see what you all come up with because I'm telling you, doing it the way that we showed you, you can build some amazing things. And services, to me, are so much easier to sell than just information. Okay? Services are easy to sell. Information's easy to sell as long as you're getting paid monthly because you're like, I've got motivation. I know I'm getting paid next month. I got motivation to go create. So there you go. Hopefully we have been able to impart some of the things that have changed our lives to you. Just go do it now. All right, guys. Be good. Take care of yourself. I will talk with you all very, very soon. It's been my extreme pleasure to be here with you for Membership Arbitrage. I hope you had half as much fun as I did. If so, I did a good job. And I hope you got this stuff. Like I said, take a step back, come back, and this stuff is going to start sinking in and then get to work. All right, take care. We're behind you. Hit us up if you need anything. I will talk with you all very soon.